What's going on YouTube, and welcome to another episode of Sam and Skimroll TV. I've got another deck profile coming for you, and this is Gren Maju. We'll go ahead and start with the main deck and then work our way into the extra deck. So started off in the main deck, I run 3 Gren Maju. This one gains 400 attack for every banished monster. Or not monster, but any banished card. I run 3 because you want to see this. This is the main card of the deck. Typically, I can get his attack up to about 16,000. So once he gets played onto the field and attacks my opponent's monster, you win the game. Following that, I run 3 copies of Necroface. Necroface, when banished, banishes the top 5 cards of your deck and your opponent's deck. When normal summoned, you shuffle all banished cards back into the deck and the monster gains 100 attack for each card. The best part about this is you play Lure of Darkness, draw 2 cards, and then banish Necroface. And then when Necroface gets banished, you banish 5. If another Necroface gets banished, you banish another 5. And then if another one gets banished, you can banish another 5. So you typically can banish 15 cards just off your opponent's deck and your deck. After that, I run 3 copies of Dimension Shifter. Typically, I will play this on my turn as well as my opponent's turn. So as soon as my turn starts, I will ditch this to the graveyard, banishing everything that goes. And that includes, this plays into my opponent's turn as well. It goes on until the end of the next turn. So it usually ends my opponent's turn as soon as it starts. Following that, I play 3 Gizmic Orochi. This one, quick effect, you can banish the top 8 cards of your deck face down to special summon this to the field. This is great because it puts an extra body on board that's 2,450 attack. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. It's just to get more cards banished, really, and then the effect continues to keep playing, so you can play it once it's in your grave again. On your next turn or your opponent's turn because it's a quick effect. Next, I play 3 copies of Danger Bigfoot and 3 copies of Danger Thunderbird. The reason I play this Danger package is because they are level 8 and they both are dark. When this gets discarded to the grave, you can destroy 1 face-up card on the field, and when this gets discarded to the grave, you can destroy 1 face-down card on the field. If they're played on their effects, you get the special summon onto the field and their big bodies, plus a draw 1. This allows you to cycle through the deck and find more cards that you're looking for. Next, I run 1 copy of Hex Trude. This is for running in Golden Castles. Typically, I don't go into her unless I have to because it takes away from my normal summon. But when she's summoned to the field, her effect allows you to destroy 1 card on the field, and then she can attack twice that turn. Next I run, she's also level 8, and then next I run Gamma Seal at 2. Gamma Seal is a kaiju. It's best just to get over anything your opponent has. I'm contemplating running this at 3, but at the current moment I run it at 2, and again it's a level 8, so with trade-in, it allows you to ditch 1 level 8, draw 2 cards. After that, I run Eater of Millions at 2. Eater of Millions allows you to banish 5 cards face down to special summon, and then he gains 100 attack for every face down banished card. He's great when he's on the board because you can banish face down one of your opponent's monsters when he attacks. On top of it, it gives you more banish, plus your opponent can't super poly. So when your opponent turns around and activates super poly expecting to use this, they can't. So then they have to use their cards, or they've done a misplay and it can affect them and give them a penalty later on in the tournament if you call them out on it. After that, I run my spice, which is 1 Cyberstein, or Cyberstein. This is you pay 5,000 life points and special summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck in attack position. I'll explain my targets for this later on, but I run Naturia Exterio and the Last Warrior from Another Planet. Following that, going into my spells, I run 3 Pot of Desires. This card right here, banish the top 10 of your deck face down, then draw 2 cards. Plain and simple. You're trying to banish your cards as much as possible to boost up Gren Maju so that you go for the kill. Plus consistency allowing you to draw more. After that, I run 3 copies of Soul Absorption. If I have even one of this on board, for every banished card, you gain 500 life points for each. So for instance, if I have one of these on board, I play Pot of Desires, I banish 10 cards, I gain 5,000 life points, and then I get my draw 2. If I have 2 on board, I gain 10,000 life points, and if I have 3 on board, I gain 15,000 life points just from this 1 card activation. You're consistently banishing cards, so you're consistently gaining life points, and it's going to be a struggle for your opponent to get your life points down enough to take you for game. By the time you go into time of the game, time of match, you're going to have way more life points than your opponent, and you're going to take game just on that. Following that, I run 3 copies of Trade-In. Again, majority of the cards in the deck, monster-wise, are level 8, so this is consistent, and you discard 1 level 8 monster, draw 2 cards. The best one to run with this is Gizmek, because you discard Gizmek, draw 2 cards, and then you can use Gizmek's effect in the grave to special summon him out. And you didn't lose a card, you didn't go neg at all. Next, I run Golden Castles of Stromberg. This is good because it allows you to banish cards on your following standby phase. Also, it protects you from your opponent's attacks. So if your opponent attacks you, it destroys the monster, and then your opponent loses that much life points. You lose half the attack of that monster that was destroyed. Also, if I were to play Hex out by this effect, it allows you to search it from the deck and play it to the field. If Hex is in your hand, you can normal summon Hex without tributing, as long as Stromberg's on the field. Following that, I run 3 Allure of Darkness. Allure of Darkness allows you to draw 2 cards and banish 1 dark. This is consistent with the deck. Majority of the monsters are dark. I think there's maybe 2 monsters, which is Gamma Seal, who's water, and Gren Maju, who's fire. Besides that, the rest, I believe, in the deck are dark. Yeah. Next, I run 2 copies of Super Polymerization. I'm just taking a kind of a preemptive play on this. I could run it at 3, but I feel like Super Poly is going to get hit soon. Just the fact it'll either go to 2 or 1. I don't see it getting banned, but there's a possibility because of Pretaplay, Verde, and Anaconda. We'll see. I run it at 2. I send it to the grave from the deck with Anaconda's ability, and then activate it and just continue to go on. But there's so much that like this really works well with within the deck, within the extra deck in your opponent's deck. That's the main play, is to pull off a board wipe without affecting, without being able to combo off. Your opponent can't chain this. After that, I run 1 copy of Gold Sarcophagus. This is for my Necroface plays. I activate Gold Sarcophagus, search the deck for Necroface, banish it, and then I banish 5 off mine, banish 5 off my opponent's, and continue my plays on at that point. And then after that, after the second turn, the second standby phase, I get Necroface back to my hand, and if I've banished too much of my deck, I can then play Necroface, shuffling all my banish back to recycle the deck. And then last card in the main deck is Terraforming. I run Terraforming at 1. This is just to search gold, golden castles of Stromberg. That's pretty much it. Moving on into the extra deck, I play 1 copy of Nichiria Exterio. This is great because Cyberstein or Steen plays this out, and then anytime your opponent activates a spell card or a trap card, I can negate the activation, banish 1 card from my graveyard, and then send the top card of my deck to the graveyard. So I'm cycling cards banished. And this isn't once per turn, so it continuously negates their spell and trap cards. After that, I play 1 copy of The Last Warrior. This one is great because I just special summon it out with Cyberstein, destroy all my monsters, and then neither player can summon monsters. You can set your opponent can set monsters, and you can set monsters, but this is a great way to. They can't flip summon. It has to stay set, and you just continue to attack until they run out of monsters or they take this off the field. I play 1 copy of Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, 1 copy of World Chalice Guard Dragon Armaduke, 1 copy of Mud Dragon, 1 copy of Predaplant Dragostapella, apologize for my terrible pronunciation, and then 1 copy of Earth Golem Adagnister. These are my super poly targets. This is just to help me clear my opponent's board and move on with other plays. After that, I'm going to run 1 copy of Nightmare Phoenix, 2 monsters with different names, and then this allows me to pop a back row card if I need to at that current moment. Following that, I run 1 copy of a Relinquished Anima. This is great because I play out my copy of Eater of Millions, who's a 1-star, or level 1. I will Gamma Seal into my opponent's monster, or whatever monster they have face up, in the zone that this is going to point to, and then absorb it, removing another card off their side of the field. After that, I play 1 copy of Predaplant Verte Anaconda. This one, I'm not saying I'm going into it, but it's there if I need to. If I need to force that super poly and without having it in my hand. More likely, I'm going to use this as a banished card for Eater Millions or for whatchamacallit, Gizmek or Rochi. After that, I play 1 copy of Boral Sword Dragon, and then I play a copy of Ningirsu. These are for my level 8 plays, or I'm sorry, this is for my level 8 plays, and then I have Boral Sword for OTKs if I were to use it. Again, another thing for another card just in the extra deck for Eater Millions and Gizmek. After that, I play the Galaxy Eyes package. So these are ways to get over some cards on my opponent's side of the field, destroy, take control of their monsters. And so I typically will go into Cypher Dragon, which allows me to take 1 of my opponent's face-up monsters and attach it, or take control of it. And then I go overlay into Armor. I believe it's Armor, yes. So I overlay into Armor, and then that allows me to detach 1 material, target 1 face-up card your opponent controls, and destroy it. And then again, overlaying into Cypher Blade Dragon, which allows me to, once per turn, you can detach 1 material from this card, then target 1 card on the field, destroy it. So that's a take control of a monster, and then destroy a monster, or destroy a face-up card, and then destroy another card. So it allows you to take off 3 cards off of my opponent's side of the field going into this combination. But that's going to be all for my Gren Maju deck. if you have any ideas or stuff different. I've seen the Inferno Tempest play with this deck, and I don't know. I've test played it on YGO Pro. I wasn't very happy with that play. I saw a lot of negating on that itself. But let me know what you think. If you have any ideas or stuff that could possibly be teched in, maybe even side decked for this. But I do have number 38, the Hope Hangager. But that one is currently in my Unchained deck. But if I do swap it, it'll be in here, taking out one of the super poly targets or one of the link monsters I don't use. Like I said, if you liked the video, like, subscribe, let your friends know, and we'll see you in the next one.